Welcome back to another anime review. This time the show will be Gals Can't Be Kind to Otaku, episode 3. Now, this gotta be my favorite episode so far, and I still don't have a favorite character for this show yet. Because like Ijichi and Amane, they like tied for the spot. So with the way the last episode ended, I was wondering how this date episode was gonna play out, because he made plans to go on a date with two different girls at the same time. So I was wondering who he was gonna go with. But it turns out that he just chose both of them, and he just spends 1 hour with one girl, and he spends 1 hour with the next girl. But that was all of Ichichi's plan anyway. So Taku go on a date with Amane first, and nothing too worthy of note happens on that date. Besides, two guys walk up to him, trying to talk to what's her name, Amane, and she just gives them the cold shoulder and walk off. Well, I guess you can count that the Otaku finds out that Amane's little sister is actually her neighbor. So that's not actually her little sister biologically, but yeah, they're so close that they're like sisters. Yeah, so next is a date with Ijichi, and she takes him to the park, and she takes him to the park to take pictures of him, because she was like, oh, you caught me when I was looking bad, when she had no makeup on the other day, so she wanted to take like embarrassing pictures of him too. So they're at the park taking pictures and all that, and then she decides that they should do a dance together, and it turns out that this wasn't an ordinary dance, it was a couple dance that's like popular on the social media. Also, Ijichi, she asks Otaku like what type of girls he's into, but this time he answers like, oh, he's not really thinking about that right now because he never really thought about it. And she's like, oh yeah, she never really thought about it too, but she said until recently because she's kind of feel like she's like into this dude. But I guess she mumbled or something because he couldn't hear it and he didn't know what she said. Next, they're back in school and apparently a test is coming up, and they're all like, oh, what type of grades did y'all get last time? And apparently Ichichi did the best. Apparently she's the smartest one out of all of them. That's kind of surprising a little bit. And apparently, like, the only one that's gonna fail probably is Amane, because she has like the worst grades, and it seems like the Taku guy, like, he just passed. So they decide to stay in the library to prepare for the test, and the Taku guy, he gets distracted because he starts checking him out. But Ijichi, she gotta leave first because apparently her parents are working late, so she has to go home and watch her little brothers and all that. So Amane and the Otaku, they stay a little bit later, but they get distracted because they start talking about anime again. They start having like a drawing contest. But later on, they're walking home together, Amane and the Otaku are, and apparently like they're like close to what's her name, Amane's house. So she invites him over. You know what I'm saying? He go over to her place, he goes to her room, and he starts like looking through her room and all that. And apparently she has like some limited edition figure or something like that. But this is where it gets funny because the next door neighbor show up, you know what I'm saying? Like her little sister, she shows up and she just destroys Amane's whole persona. So first, this little girl is only in the 3rd grade, and she came over to cook for her because her parents are out and all that. So when her parents are out, she only drinks water. Not only that, she admitted that she's the one that got Amane into that little girl anime, but she stopped liking it like 2 years ago. But apparently, she became like a way bigger fan than she ever was. And that little 3rd grader thinks it's weird that Amane is already in high school and she's still watching that little girl anime. And it was funny because that otaku guy, he caught a stray. Oh yeah, and the little girl told the otaku that she must like him if she let him into her house. But Amane denies it and said that she only likes that vampire character from that anime. Which is kind of similar to what the otaku guy did the last episode when he said he only liked that little girl from that little girl anime. So the 3rd grader goes downstairs to make them something to eat. And while she's doing that, apparently Amane wants to have another drawing contest with the otaku, and they make a bet. She's all like, the loser has to do whatever the winner wants. So he wins and ends up taking her limited edition figure. But she's all like, oh, I would prefer you did something dirty. And she was all like put your arm around me. So now they take their test and all that, and they get their results back. And apparently the only one that failed was Amane. So she has to do a makeup test. So Ijichi asked the otaku to go on a movie date with her since they didn't have time to do that last time. So they're at the movies, and she's all like, oh, which movie you want to watch? And she was like, oh, we could watch the movie I want to watch next time. So he picks like this shark movie. Well, it's like a shark and zombie movie. And apparently like the sharks are eating the zombies. And I'm like, yo, this is like the dumbest movie idea that I ever seen in an anime. And I've seen some bad ones. But apparently Ijichi, she enjoyed the movie anyway because she started getting emotional and started crying. Later, they go to the arcade and she beats them in like a Street Fighter game, and she was like, "Oh yeah, she's good at that game because her little brother always make her play with them." But it's all cool though because he managed to redeem himself with the crane game. Next, they go to a photo booth where they take a picture together, and he notices that in the picture that she don't have no nail polish on, and she was like, "Oh yeah, that's very observant." But he was like, "Yeah, he got better at looking at people since he started spending time with Ijichi." So he said like she been a good influence on him. And yeah, that's basically where the episode ends. So anyway, like right now, I basically have no idea which girl he's gonna pick. It seems like he could pick either one of them at this point. Well, anyway, that's my anime review for this episode. If you liked this episode or didn't like this episode, leave a comment. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like. And if you enjoy my content, want to see about subscribing, I appreciate it. Anyway, that's all. Take care.